14 Tesla Model S. I'm working on dropping the battery pack. It's still in there. I got all the bolts loose. I decided to do a video afterward, and I'm going to show you what tools you need and what bolts are in there. See, these are the bolts that go in the center, and 13's on the outside. So here's the tools that you need. These bolts here go on the front. There's about 4 of them right in the front of the battery pack. You got to drop these bolts, and it drops a little aluminum cover that has these 13s behind it. And these 13s are all around the perimeter of the battery. And actually these bolts right here in the front is a T27 Torx. And then obviously this is just a 13 millimeter for those. And on each side of the front of the battery has these bolts here, which is a 21 millimeter. There's only 2 of those. And then these are all in the center of the battery pack. And that's going to be a E12 socket. And then at the very back, there's a couple of these that hold a bracket on, these small ones. And that's going to be a T25. So that's what I use so far. I used an impact. You can do it by hand if you want, but that's going to take forever. Bought these little plastic things at Harbor Freight. Just put the front wheels on. I got the chocks just in case. And then I'm lucky because I have a tow truck that can lift it and lower it. You can still do it with a jack. But my whole thing is I got to change this plug that plugs into the battery. But you got to drop the pack in order to get it. That's called the splitter. And yeah, my plan is to just throw a couple tires under here and then lower the back down so the tires are sitting under the battery. And right now I cracked all these 13-inch bolts loose. There's no bolts on the battery at all. I cracked all these loose. Once I lower the car down on the tires, then I can take the rest of them out. And then when I, essentially, in theory, when I lift the car back up in the back, the battery will sit on the tires. And I can change the part that I need to change, and then I can put the battery back up in there. I'll make a part 2 for that. So here's what it looks like out of the car. Pretty good shape actually, but it's not that bad. So now all that, because I gotta change that piece right there. Stay tuned. So once I got the car level with the battery, I just used 2 floor jacks to push it up into place. But everything's back up in there. And I just gotta bolt it back up and top off the coolant.